My kitchen, it is time for another episode of Peter Sidwell's Kitchen, and this week is a little bit different. I am doing an episode in partnership with Florida Grapefruit and California Prunes, two amazing products that I've done lots of work with in the past. I've come together to create some delicious recipes with me and the team. There's also going to be a competition to win a Magimix food mixer, which is going to help you in your kitchen create some amazing dishes. So make sure you watch to the end and see how to enter the competition. I thought we'd make something a little bit sweet, delicious, but packed full of nutritional value. And that's by adding Florida Grapefruit and California Prunes. So we're gonna make a kind of oatmeal style cookie, but we're gonna soak our California Prunes in Florida Grapefruit for that extra bit of flavor, okay? But first of all, we're gonna make the cookie base, all right? So it starts off with some rapeseed oil, so that's what I'm gonna go in with. So I want 150 grams of rapeseed oil, so that's better for you than butter, okay? It's got omega-rich oils. I'm using actually a local one to me. So this is Eden Yard, so the Eden Valley is like Penrith in Cumbria, and they make some amazing oils, really buttery in flavour, and it's great to be able to use something on my doorstep, so have a look out for it. Then we've got two types of sugar, so because I want that sort of caramelly flavour, we're going to go in with brown sugar and white sugar as well. Now, I'll ask Carlos to put the recipe ingredients list down the side, and if you scan the QR code, it'll take you to my website, petersidwell.com. I'll put the recipes there for you, but it's dead easy. Vegetable oil or rapeseed oil, two different sugars, and we're going to beat those together, all right? So normally you would add butter, but we're trying to make it just that little bit healthier. So we're going to add the oil. And now let's just blend these two together. Right, so I've got one sort of texture there. What I'm now going to do is add one large free-range egg at room temperature. Really important, eggs at room temperature. They're far more elastic when they're at room temperature than in the fridge, okay? So let's get those incorporated. Lovely. Right, let's just put that to one side for now. I'm gonna get a cloth and have a wipe up. Okay, got myself a knife, my trusty 20 centimeter Masterclass Cook's knife. Now, if you're in the market for a new knife for your kitchen, 20 centimeter Cook's knife, Masterclass Edge Keeper, really good. Will serve you well. Right, California Prunes. Now, I have worked for, let's think. What are we going back to, Emily? 5, 6 years? 5 or 6 years I've been working with California Prunes, developing recipes and concepts using the prune to either replace fat, sugar, add nutritional value, whatever it might be. And they are really, really delicious fruit. They're good for you. We nibble them in the studio kitchen all the time. We call them wine gums because they're kind of, if we're trying to be good, we'll just grab a little packet of California Prunes and nibble away at them. So, the recipe that we're creating it's kind of raisin and oatmeal style cookie. But we've swapped out the raisins for California Prunes, and we're going to soak them in that delicious Florida grapefruit juice, which is acidic, fresh, floral, packed full of vitamin C. Just all round helps contribute to good nutritional health. And I think it's an easy way to eat better by adding lots of good stuff to what you might think would be naughty, which is a cookie. So by chopping up all these prunes as well, you are going to put maximum amount of fibre, nutritional value. Emily knows all the good stuff about prunes, don't you? Yeah. So fibre is very much at the cornerstone of all nutritional value. If if you get maximum fiber into your diet, you will absorb all the vitamin C that comes into this. But if you don't have the fiber, you won't absorb the vitamin C, for example. So get the fiber high. That's like using brown flour, brown rice, prunes, all that sort of stuff. So once we're all chopped up, pop your California prunes into a bowl. And then I will just wash my hands quickly. Right, on to our Florida grapefruit. So, we're going to get the zest in as well, okay? So we want to get the zest in with our Florida grapefruit straight away, because you don't want to chuck that away, because it's full of flavour. Zest tends to give you fragrance, juice gives you acidity. So we're going to get both in. Because the prunes are dried, they will absorb moisture really, really easily. So to get Florida grapefruit into California prunes, just soak them in the juice and they will just drink that Florida grapefruit up and taste amazing in these cookies. And I think particularly at this time of year, we've all had Christmas or, you know, all had the festivities and it's now time for some healthy stuff. And this is an easy way to get some healthy bits in. So just pop out, if you see any seeds, just pop them out. Do you like a grapefruit, Carlos?
I love it.
Smells good. Here you go, have a drink.
Thank you.
I think they're really good. I maybe shouldn't cook with that one because I've just eaten it. Oh, that's nice. Right, juice straight in. Okay. Just give it a really good squeeze. Turn it inside out. I do this with all citrus fruit. And then give it another squeeze and you'll just get more juice out. All right? There we go. Same again with the other one. Give it a really good squeeze. If there's any pips, just grab them. Okay, right. So let's give that a little stir. Now remember, if you've got any questions at all, post them in the comments below and I will answer them really, really quickly. I love it when I get questions because I'm always intrigued as to what people think while they're watching the program, you know, what are the challenges and things like that. So just whatever the question is, just post it. It's absolutely fine and I'll be there. Make sure, if you like this video, please do me a favor, share it on your Facebook or your YouTube or wherever you might be doing it. Share it with your friends and family because we want to grow the audience. We're at like 120,000 viewers now on the Facebook page. We'd really like to get to, what would we like to get to this year, Carlos? Should we set a target? 250,000?
Yeah.
We'd like 250,000 followers, please. So if you can help with that, that'd be lovely. Right, let's put that to one side. Okay. Okay, right. Have a little wipe down. Let's get back to our cookies. Okay, so we've got our sugars, we've got our rapeseed oil, and we've got our egg in here, okay? One little mix. There we go. Right. We've got plain flour and a little bit of baking soda here, all right? That's going to kind of help the cookie bubble out as it bakes, yeah? So baking soda is that thing that makes them spread, but you don't want to add too much. So 1/4 teaspoon in there. Cinnamon, because I just think sweet cinnamon is going to work so well with these flavors. It's going to bring it all together. So in with that. So the dry into the dry. So we've got plain flour, cinnamon, and our baking soda in there all together. Always look at how you combine dry with dry, okay? And then you get a nice distribution of flavor. So we'll scatter that in. And then we've got our rolled oats, okay, 300 grams I think it is for the recipe. Now if you want the recipe, type in the comments below, free book, if you're watching on Facebook. Now if you're watching on YouTube, because I keep getting caught out on this, if you're watching on YouTube, go to our website and sign up for the newsletter. You'll get access to all our ebooks. So petersidwell.com if you're watching on YouTube or LinkedIn or Twitter or X. Instagram. TikTok. Anything but Facebook. Facebook is where you will just type free book and it'll launch into Messenger, follow the instructions, and you will be delivered a PDF book. However, if you're not watching on Facebook, go to the website. All right? But we are writing a new book. In September, we'll have a new book, Peter Sidwell's Kitchen, Volume 1. Stay tuned. Right, let's give this a mix. Okay, so it's just starting to come together. I'm not going to completely mix this. We're just going to get it to that point. That's enough. Okay, let's get the mix off these. I do love my wireless mixer. It makes my life a lot easier. All right, okay, we get rid of that. On we go. Vanilla extract, okay? It's not a primary flavour, it just gives us a nice rounded richness to the biscuit or the cookie. Now, can we have a look at these, Carlos? Can we see that?
Yeah.
You see how the liquid has soaked in? So the Florida grapefruit juice has soaked in, all right? So just give them a little squeeze, but don't squeeze the juice out, just drain them, okay? I want all the zest going in there from that lovely Florida grapefruit as well. There we go, nearly there. And those California prunes have just drunk the juice, okay? There we go. That's it, we're good. Right, I always think with cookies, they need to rest after you've mixed them, okay? The oats are going to absorb the moisture, okay? So the prunes, the California prunes, are full of Florida grapefruit juice. So there's almost like a hydration there. But the oats are dry and they're just going to go and drink any moisture and just give them chance to sort of bind, really. So if I can show you this, Carlos, if you look how it's starting to sort of bind together from the moisture. If we leave that for half an hour in the fridge, it will look like this, okay? So I've got some mixture here and it's sort of held. You see now I've got like a cookie ball and I'm going to use an ice cream scoop. So if we just grab this baking tray. Now I've got this tray here and I've got what they call a silicone mat. It's a masterclass one, so they are absolutely brilliant, these things. Nothing will stick to a silicone mat. You can get them at cookserveandenjoy.com. They're really, really good. Highly recommend them. A lot of professional pastry chefs will use silicone mats because you can literally just put things on and it just doesn't stick at all. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to space them out, like 3 fingers worth. What is that? 8 centimetres? There or thereabouts. Just portion those out. So this mixture, I'm going to tell you how many it makes. Okay, so this is going to make...
Not enough.
No, we've got enough. We've got enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to make 12 cookies. And in fact, what we'll do is if I grab my scales, because not everyone's got an ice cream scoop, if I put one of these on the scales, I can tell you the weight it's going to be. So it's going to make 55 grams. It's going to make at least 12, okay? So it's worth knowing. And you can freeze them like this if you want to. No problem at all. And then you can just bake them as you need them. There we go. Right, just wash my hands. Right, I've got my 12 cookies here, 55 grams each. These are going to bake. I've got my oven on 165 degrees fan, and they're going to take between 10 to 12 minutes to cook. If you like them soft and chewy, it's like 10 minutes. If you want them a bit crispier, it's 12, maybe 13 minutes, it's up to you. Okay, these cookies are perfect for me. I've gone soft and chewy, so we've gone 10 minutes on ours. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
Oatmeal cookies flavoured with California prunes, soaked in Florida grapefruit. Sounds good. Look at those cookies there. There you go, Carlos. Have a little try of one of them.
Thank you very
See
much.
what you think. I am going to have a little bit as well.
Oh, they're soft.
There we go. That was really good. And remember, if you want the recipe, go to petersidwell.com. You can get the recipe there. I'm going to make another dish in just a minute, and then I'm going to show you how to win an amazing Magic Mixer for your kitchen. Okay, now it's time for another recipe using Florida grapefruit and California prunes. This time we're going savoury. I'm going to create an Asian-inspired dish, crispy pork with a little bit of salt and pepper, so some Szechuan peppercorns. It's going to be amazing. And then we're going to make a delicious sweet and sour style sauce using the California prunes, using the Florida grapefruit juice. We're going to serve it up with some sprouting broccoli, baked in ginger in a bag in the oven with some brown rice. It's going to be healthy and delicious. Right, okay. First of all, let's get the rice in. So I'm going on the absorption method, okay? So I have got this much, can you see that, Carlos? This much brown rice. Check the ingredients list down the side. You'll get all the ingredients there. If you want the recipe, go to petersidwell.com, you'll get it there. But twice the amount of water to rice, okay? So that's going in my pan. Let it do its thing, okay? Don't mess about with it. Don't be tempted to add more water, nothing. Absorption method. That rice will absorb all that water and then it'll be cooked, okay? Now, on with the broccoli. So, I've got my oven preheated. It is at 200 degrees. So I'm gonna knock that down. I'm actually gonna bake this at 180, okay? So just take your sprouting broccoli. This dish is perfect for midweek because there isn't a lot to do, all right? Sprouting broccoli is there, ready to go, just on a piece of baking parchment. Right, so that stalk's a bit big. Spread it out onto one layer, okay? And then I have got some sesame seeds in sesame oil, all right? So I'm just gonna scatter those around to get that nice nutty flavor, okay? And then a little bit of salt, not a lot, that'll do. And then I have got some fresh ginger here. So I'm just going to take a thumb of ginger and just slice it. All right? This is a really good recipe regardless of what you're making. All right? And then we'll grab a couple of cloves of garlic and then just crush the garlic like that and kind of sit it and then put some broccoli on top like that. Okay, so we've got all those flavors going, and then I'm just grab some water because what we now need is a little bit of moisture. Okay, because we want to create some steam inside there and just cook them. So just do that. Okay, it's about 2 tablespoons of water, that's it. And then all we're going to do is just take the corners of your baking parchment like so, fold down like so, and then fold it underneath itself. Okay, so now we've got our parcel. You could do this the night before if you're in a rush, and then let's just whack it straight in the oven. Okay, so straight in the oven, there we go, 20 minutes. The broccoli will be perfectly cooked. It'll be tender, it'll have the aromatics of the sesame, the garlic, the ginger. It'll be blooming delicious. Right, now time to make our pork. So I've got some lean pork fillet here. Okay, so I've got 2 pieces. This will serve for this dish. You don't need loads. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut and I'm gonna open it out. It's what we would call a butterfly. Okay, so it's just leveling it out into one thickness. We'll do the same with this piece. You could do this with chicken if you wanted to. I've just chosen to go pork for this time. Fold the parchment paper over. And then I've got a tenderizing mallet, but you could use a rolling pin if you want. We're just going to bash it out. This will tenderize it, and it means it cooks quicker. There we go. Right. So now it's nice and thin. See that? Okay. Let's get a bowl. We're going to just slice it up now. Is that, oh, that's in your way, isn't it, Carlos? Sorry. I'm getting better. I'm starting. Okay, so nice slithers. All right. Literally less than 1/2 centimetre. Look, where's the best camera to show you?
Where you are now.
There. Really thin little slithers of pork, okay? Because we want it crispy. You know, like you get in a Chinese restaurant, crispy beef, that sort of style. And we're going to do this. So, nice and thin. You could use beef as well if you really wanted to. You could use aubergine if you wanted to do a vegetarian version. All I would do is peel your aubergine, cut it into really, salt it and cut it into slices, exactly the same. You could also do it with mushroom, nice wild mushrooms. Really nice. That would work really well. Okay. That's it. All nice and thinly sliced, okay? So, into a bowl. Just wash my hands. Right, let's season this pork up. Let's get some really good flavour in there. Now, I've bought some Szechuan pepper. Have you had this before, Carlos?
I think we probably
It's really nice. I've got a tablespoon of peppercorns. Have a smell of those. What I'm going to say to you as well is there's a way of making these. You wait till I've cracked them, then smell it. It's amazing. Nice. So I've got a tablespoon. I'm just going to crack them. Can you hear that? That's the peppercorns cracking. They're kind of giving out all the aromatics now. Right, now you smell that now, Carlos. Now that I've cracked that, smell the difference.
Oh, wow.
It's floral, isn't it? It's aromatic. Smells amazing. It's fragrant. We've kind of released all the flavours. And that fragrance is going to work so well with our Florida grapefruit. Okay? So, 1 tablespoon of Szechuan pepper in with our pork, okay? Then we want some sea salt. I like to use Maldon sea salt. Same, 1 tablespoon. There we go. And then I'm gonna add a little, just a quick drizzle, maybe a teaspoon of light soy, because we've already got salt in there. We don't need salt. I've got some of my sesame seeds. So I've got a tablespoon of that. And then an egg. Straight in. And what we're going to do is just mix that together. Okay. Now that that is all mixed, all the pork has got all the flavours on, it's got the egg around it. The only thing left now is to add some corn flour. Okay. So we're just going to scatter that in. So about 3 or 4 tablespoons. And then give it a mix. Don't really work it like mad. Just kind of lift it up, scatter it. Yeah? Make sure it all gets a little bit of coating on, okay? That's it. Now all we need to do is grab some oil. Carlos, could you just open the lid of that for me, please? Thank you very much. And then into a preheated non-stick pan, 3 tablespoons. I'm using rapeseed oil today. Okay? So we want that to get nice and hot. I've done that and I've kept messy. 1 hand clean, 1 hand messy, all right? So all we're gonna do is we're just gonna add our pork in and just take your time and add a piece at a time. Don't overfill the pan, okay? You can do a few batches at a time if you like. Right, so you can see I haven't overfilled the pan and I also haven't touched it. I'm letting it get nice and crispy all by itself, yeah? Don't be tempted to stir the pan until it's crispy on one side, all right? The whole point is that we get this really, really nice and crispy, and then we can add it into our sweet and sour style sauce. And you want that crispy and then that sweet, that sour, and we've got the warmth of the Szechuan pepper in here. It's just going to warm up your winter evening, no problem.
Could you do this on the air fryer?
Sorry?
Could you do this on the air fryer?
Yeah, totally. Emily, you're more of an air fryer expert, aren't you? Would you do this in the air fryer?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah?
I think so.
So yeah, go for it in the air fryer. You could also, if you had a little bit of leftover roast pork or something like that, you could crisp it up, but you don't necessarily need the flour and the egg for that. You could just shred it up and fry it in the Szechuan pepper. But with this, it's quite a small amount of pork, and you get plenty, okay? So if we just take these out, I'm going to put these on a tray. And then I'm going to repeat the process until all the pork is cooked. Okay, this is the last batch of the pork. You can see, look how crispy it is. If you think it's done, just crisp it up that little bit more. I promise you, that little bit of crispiness will be worth it in the end, okay? So, in we go. I'm going to put that pan back on the heat. This goes in the oven with our broccoli. Okay. Let's give this pan a quick wipe out, because I don't want the excess oil in there. There we go. Let's put that back on the heat. Right, time to make the sauce. So it starts with garlic and ginger, okay? So just take your clove of garlic, give it a crack, and just peel that away. And then the ginger, to be honest, I don't mind. This ginger is really tender, so I'm just going to put it with its skin on. So I'm just going to slice it up. If you want to peel it, you peel it. But it's not particularly gnarly, this ginger. It's quite fresh, so it'll be fine. I'm just going to chop that into matchsticks. Okay. Pip thinks it's a carrot, but it's not. And then a little bit of ginger, sorry, a little bit of garlic in there. So like a lot of Asian sauces start with ginger and garlic, okay? Tiny little bit of oil, teaspoon, half a teaspoon maybe. Very good non-stick pan. In it goes. Right. Now I've got my soy sauce. I've got my California prunes. Now this is where the sweetness comes from the sweet and sour. So we're just going to slice them up. So this is very much inspired by, this is not tradition at all, okay? So slice them up nice and thin. There we go, that'll be enough. Okay, so they're ready. Then we've got our Florida grapefruit, okay? Let's get those ready to slice and then squeeze in. Okay, so we want to get the pips out. So just grab those. Okay. So they're out. Right. Okay, now remember, if you want the recipe for this or the one previous, just go to petersidwell.com. You can grab the recipe there. Or just drop me a message and I'll point you in the right direction. Okay, so in with our chopped California prunes. In they go. In with our Florida grapefruit. So I've got the juice of 2 Florida grapefruit. There's 2. Oh, smells amazing. Right. There we go. Let's get rid of those. Now let's just, there's a pip there. Let's get rid of that one. Okay. Now we're almost there. Light soy sauce, okay? So we've got sweet, we've got sour, we've got saltiness. Okay, this is now going to reduce down and become our dressing and our sauce for our amazing crispy pork. Right, that's just reducing down now. I'm going to taste that in a minute and make sure it's got that sweetness, it's got that sourness, we've got that real rich gingery warmth in there as well. What I do want to do is add in some crunch. So we're going to go with some raw spring onion. Okay, I never cook spring onion, it always goes in raw. So we're just going to slice it on the angle, slice all the white. Okay, and then as you get to the green, just keep going, but open your knife out a little bit more, so it's a slightly wider chop. So the white is really, really nice and thin, okay? And then the green is just a little bit bigger, sort of bigger chunks. And we'll do the same again with this one. And then when you're eating it, you get that crispiness of the pork, but then you get that crunch from the spring onion. You get the sweet, the sour, you get all the flavors. It'll be absolutely delicious, this one. So open that out. There we go. Right, we are ready to go. All right. Can I just show you the rice, Carlos, if I bring this in? Can you see that?
Can indeed.
Yeah? So you see how the absorption method has worked. And you just start to get like these little potholes almost in the rice, which tells me we are nearly cooked. So just back on the heat for a few more minutes. That'll be ready to go. Let's have a little taste of this sauce. So important that you taste your cooking as you go, and then you make any adjustments. Oh, nice. Nice. I'm going to add a little bit more of the light soy, just to get that balance right. Okay, let's bring that up to the boil. Let's get our crispy pork. I mean, look, you can almost hear how crispy it is. You can see how crispy it is. This dish is all about textures, flavors, nutritional value from our Florida grapefruit, sweetness from the California prunes. It's just an all-round amazing dish that's just tastes seriously good, but is absolutely delicious as well. And let's be honest, sometimes healthy food doesn't always get your taste buds going quite as much, but this one does. Right, so in with our crispy pork. Don't forget, you could do this as well. You could do this easily with chicken. You could do it with wild mushrooms. You can do it with beef, whatever takes your fancy. Okay, so there we go. Starting to look like a Chinese takeaway now, Carlos, aren't we? Hey, little bit.
Better.
Getting there. Getting there indeed. Right, let's grab a plate. We are nearly there. Let's get our broccoli out. So if you remember from the beginning, all we did was take our sprouting broccoli. We had some sesame in there, some light soy, some ginger and some garlic. It keeps nice and warm in that parcel, so don't open it until you're ready to serve. We've got our rice, which is now ready. We are good to go. Right, let's serve this up and I will tell you about the competition we've got for you. So, brown rice. Nice, easy little switch in your diet for more fibre, okay? We've got our sprouting broccoli. Look at that. Can you see that all right, Carlos?
Yep. Oh, nice.
Smells amazing. Broccoli doesn't usually get me excited, but this one does. So let's just lift some of that broccoli out. It's nice and tender, but cooked perfectly. It's not soggy because it's not being cooked in boiling water. It's cooked in its own steam in that tiny little bit of water that we added. Then in with some spring onions into our pan. Now, can we see this all right, Carlos?
Yes.
Yeah? So give it a stir. Get those spring onions in. Now we've got some raw, crunchy spring onions. Now we've got a dish. All right? Let me just turn that. See, where's the best place? There?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah? I like to get the right camera angle for them, otherwise they tell me off. Okay, so we've got our crispy pork in our sweet and sour sauce using Florida grapefruit and California prunes. Super delicious, healthy meal, packed full of flavour. We've used California prunes, Florida grapefruit to make a delicious Asian-inspired sweet and sour sauce We've got brown rice and broccoli. It is absolutely delicious. You have got to cook this in your kitchen. Right, competition time. If you want to win a Magimix mixer for your kitchen to help you create amazing recipes for your family, all you need to do is follow California Prunes and Florida Grapefruit's social media handles, which is at California Prune and at Florida Grapefruit UK. Follow their social media posts. Make sure you like and share the competition post that they've posted, and that will enter you into the competition. We will pick a random winner, and hopefully it will be you, and you'll have an amazing mixer in your kitchen. That's it for this week's episode. Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure you like and share this. Share it with your friends on social media. If you think this recipes are something somebody you know would like, share it. Share it, because we want to grow our following from 125,000 this year to 250. We're going for 250,000 this year, and you could help us with that. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next episode.